Welcome back, I'm Wavepunk, and this is day 110 of producing for a year. Today we're not working on any music, just giving you an update on what I did today as the part of my music production journey here, learning a little bit more about the business of music. We're 100 days into this project at this point, and we've got 7 tracks basically ready to go. You know, at what point am I going to say that they're done being mixed and they're fully finished is a little still up in the air, but we basically have this EP ready and I'm excited to release it. So I need to learn a little bit about releasing music. There were 2 things I wanted to learn about today, both revolving around Spotify. The first one was, what is it like to release a song on Spotify? What is the process of releasing a song like on Spotify like in 2024? I technically already have an album on Spotify. If you go look up the Genesis soundtrack, ge.ne.sis, on Spotify, you can find it. It says it's by Caleb Simmons, and that's a soundtrack I wrote in high school, and I released it through CD Baby, and it's on every streaming platform everywhere. But quite literally, Spotify didn't exist when I released that album. So there's a lot to learn and a lot of things I didn't know about. The videos I found were helpful in kind of making it clear that it wasn't that complicated or that difficult of a process to get, especially your first thing put out. You use a platform like DistroKid or CD Baby, and I want to do a little bit more researching into whether those are actually the right platforms for me, but I don't want distribution, especially these first set of projects that I'm going to be releasing. I don't want distribution to get in the way of me doing it. I don't want to delay the process of publishing music and getting new music out to be delayed by the distribution process. Let's just do it, make some mistakes the first time, and then learn as we go. But the videos I watched made it pretty clear that wasn't that complicated of a process, and it wouldn't be that difficult. It also led me down the rabbit hole of learning about pitching your music to the Spotify algorithm, basically. And as a small artist, mainly all you're doing is making sure you're getting on the release radar of people who have already said they want to listen to your music. Not something I think I need to really worry about at all, especially for this first release when I'm not going to literally have any listeners yet. But it was fascinating to learn that that's something I need to think about, and it's important for getting put on algorithmic playlists. The second thing I wanted to look into, again, was this loudness, this negative 14 LUFS, negative 14 LUFS situation that seems to be popping up in a lot of mixing and mastering videos. And I'm still really confused about how loudness works. I found a video of someone comparing a track that was mixed to negative 8 LUFS and a track that was negative 14 LUFS, but they had been volume matched, so the tracks sounded, to my ear, almost identical. I don't think if you had told me it was going back and forth between the two, I would have been able to notice. And it sort of all seems like a bunch of baloney. It doesn't actually seem like it actually matters. But I do have tracks that are more dynamic than a lot of the tracks that get brought up in these mixing videos. And so there is a part of me that is anxious about releasing music that is louder than negative 14 and it has true peak above negative 2, and having it get kind of pulled down and then having the quieter sections of my pieces be even quieter when they're already, I feel like, at the limit of acceptable dynamic range. I don't know. There's still part of me that anytime I hear a mastering engineer in a YouTube video say, well, it's just really important, you want to have your tracks be louder than the other guys. I'm like, we all have a volume knob. What are you talking about? That's what do you mean you want the track to be louder? And there's part of me that feels like it's just all silly. So yeah, I learned about those 2 things today, watched some videos of musicians talking about release music every week, rely on singles, write short music, write catchy music if you want to increase your numbers, and I want my fans to like my music in the way that I like music. I'm not writing music to try and gain fans, I'm writing music that I like, and hopefully we gain fans along the way. But I don't know, the desire to be successful is a real one, and that might pop up again at some point. But that's all we had time for today. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.